Hey folks, if you're new to World of Warships, I'm hopefully going to give you a few pointers and get you started off on the right track. And we're going to start by looking at your profile, or in particular your profile access level. If you're a brand new player, you're going to start off at access level 1, and that you can only fight against bots in the co-op battle mode. As you do a few battles, additional things start to get unlocked. So the game is relatively quickly going to drip feed you with these additional features. So if you're a brand new player and you're looking at my port and thinking that you can see things on my screen that you can't see on yours, that's because of your profile level. Let's have another glance at it on Wikipedia. So this is wiki.wargaming.net, and this tells you all your account levels and what you're going to get on each. And account level 12, which is virtually going to unlock most things for you, you only need 21 games. So it as I mentioned, it's going to pretty quickly unlock these things for you. So jumping back to our port, we can see our ship, obviously, depending on which one you've got selected. And we've got our commander, this economic bonus tab here, and some parameters about the ship. I'm going to look first of all though in equipment, and you'll notice there I've still got those same menu options there that I've got in the port, but you can just see everything a little bit better, what you need in the equipment tab. So that's where we're going to look. In the first instance, we're going to look across here, our ship, the Clemson. It has ship XP currently of 7,803, and your ship XP is really important because you use that XP to research and unlock improved modules. So for example, your Clemson, let's put the A hull back on. Yeah, so if I put the Clemson B hull on, we can see how everything increases in the green, so plus 2100 hit points and so forth. So you're using that ship XP to get enough XP to purchase or research, whichever way you want to look at it, the upgraded components of your ship, like so. These are already researched because I've done it ages ago, but each one of these things will have a cost next to it, a research cost, and you've got to have the research points to do it. On the same screen you can also add modules. So main armaments modification 1, risk of main battery becoming incapacitated minus 20%. So you want to be putting things in these modules as well. You don't have to research those, you just need the credits to pay for them. The credits at the top here, I've got 55 million. So you're grinding the credits to get the money to buy these components, as well as the ship XP to put the additional upgraded components on. And it's normally not a good idea to be playing a ship, and when we use the term stock, we mean it's got the basic equipment on it. You really want to be getting this additional equipment on it as quickly as you can. There is a way of doing that, I'll come back to that in a moment. Let's just jump quickly now across to our commander, and we'll have a quick look. We'll click on Matthew Reed. The commander's at level 19, and the levels of the commander increase based on how much commander XP that commander earns. So if your commander's 0, you'll have to do a certain number of games to get a certain number of XP, and it tells you here how much you need to get to your next level. And then you can unlock these additional skills. So if your commander had 1 skill point, you could unlock any one thing off this top line. If your commander's got 2 skill points, you can unlock 2 things. If your commander's got 3 skill points, you can do 3 things off this top line. You can do 1 thing and then another thing off there. So you're spending these points on these additional skills. And I'm not going to go into this too much because it needs a video on its own, but these are also really important. So for example, this skill here, last stand, the ship remains partially able to sustain speed and manoeuvrability with the engine and steering gear incapacitated. That's a 2-point skill. So you need a 3-point captain to get to that one. So because you've got to spend 1 here and 2 points there. And if you don't have that, and another player does, and you both get your rudders knocked out, and your rudder's knocked out, you're just going to twizzle around in a circle. The guy who's got this skill is still going to be able to maintain some degree of control. So these captain skills are really, really critical, and you can only get them by playing and increasing that particular number there. Much the same as jumping back to our ship XP, same kind of dilemma, isn't there? You're building up that XP to buy these additional components, same as your commander. You're building up the commander XP to purchase, research these additional skills. Now, to help you do that, you look here. Click on that little tab. Sorry, just go back. I did it a bit quick, didn't I? So, this section here. And this section does appear quite frequently, doesn't it? So we've got it here on actually on the commander screen. We've got it here again on the equipment screen. We've got it here again in the port. And you can access it from any of those 3 places. It's because it's that important. Wargaming have put this on a place that's convenient for you, and you can see if you've got any particular advantages at the moment. So let's click on it and have a look and see what we can do. So we mentioned ship XP and commander XP. So if I click on this tab here, commander XP, at some point you'll start to get these bonuses build up. So for example, I can put that on, and all of a sudden now that commander, Matthew Reed, gets an 815% buff to the speed in which they're going to accrue their sorry, not the speed, they're going to get an 815% buff to the amount of XP, commander XP, that commander earns per game. We've got a similar one for the ship XP. Look at this one here, 1600. So that's really, you know, these things here are really going to help you get your to your right screen, get your commander XP up, and get your ship XP up there. The last thing to look at on this screen that you can mess about with is your signals. So you get these signals from containers and crates. I'll show you those in a moment. And you put the signals on your ship. You can also buy them, and they also give you you know, additional buffs and things like that. So this particular flag here, if you put it on your ship, as well as looking pretty, because they show these flags in game, it's going to give you a chance of causing flooding 15%. So you can imagine now, can't you, which way this is going, and that if somebody hasn't taken into account these 3 things, your ship upgrades, your flags, and your commander skills, you're really to disadvantage against a player who has just popped into this equipment screen and seen if it's possible to upgrade anything, and if it is, do so, put some flags on it, and pay a bit of attention to the commander and their skill points. I'm going to get a little bit more complicated, so you can stop now if you like, because that's kind of the basics. So stop now if you want, but I'm going to carry on. Your commanders. If you want to change a commander, so change commander. I can see all my commanders, who's in reserve and who's already on a ship. Now, if somebody's already in a ship, that's probably because you've got that ship and you're using that ship. But either way, you get warned by this little symbol that if you move that commander's going to need to be retrained. So if I was to put this captain in here, and here's your dilemma. You can pay for it. You can use Elite Commander XP, which if you're a new player you won't have, I'll come back to that, or free retraining. But to complete the retraining you will need to earn 12,500 XP. There we go. So I've put my Andrew Bailey into my Clemson, and retraining in progress. This is where you get crippled now. If this commander had skill, well, he's got 10 skill points, but I can't use these skill points until he's been retrained, and that's going to take 12,500 XP. So I'm going to have to play this ship with this commander crippled because I can't use my skill points. You can pay for it, as we saw on the previous screen, or you can use Elite Commander XP, which you won't have, but I will come back to that in a moment. Or you can move that commander there. So he's in the Clemson, isn't he? So let me just put a filter on and go for my American destroyers. Andrew Bailey. Let's put Andrew Bailey. Where is he? Where is he? There we go. There we go. I can put Andrew Bailey into a premium ship. I can put him into any American premium ship, a destroyer, aircraft carrier, whatever. He's still retraining for the Clemson, look. But because he's in a premium ship, I can now use my captain skills. And I can do my 12,500 retraining free of charge, using all my skill points and whatever skills that I want to use in the hill. So I click go and master that, and now I can use that commander in the Clemson and get my 12,500 retraining done before I use him in the Clemson, where he's effectively crippled. Now this is also handy. Let me take that filter off there and look at all American ships. So let's go to the Marblehead and we'll find our Andrew Bailey again. It tells me he's assigned to Hill. There's no retraining symbol there because I'm putting him into a premium ship, and then now it's going to let me train Andrew Bailey for the cruiser. Let's go for that for argument's sake. Still retraining for the Clemson, so I can use Andrew Bailey now in my Marblehead and my Hill. And if I move him back to the Hill, because I've trained him for the cruiser here, haven't I? But if I move him back to the Hill, wherever it is, where are we? There we go. Recall commander, and it puts him back, and it will remember what crew skills you've had. This is obviously encouragement of the game to get you to buy a premium ship, but they do give enough of them away during events and things like that. So what we're looking to do here is exploit the existence of the premium ships to complete your retraining. Really, really important you do that. Otherwise, as you move and grind through a line and take your commander with him, you've always got this problem about spending gold to do the retraining, which if you've got a premium ship you don't need to, as we've just demonstrated and had a look. Now I did mention I'd come back to Elite Commander XP, and what that is, if I find let me find a commander with, bear with me. So Dasha Perova, she's at 21 points. She can't get any more XP, she's at the maximum, 21 points. Any XP that Dasha Perova earns now becomes Elite Commander XP. I can use that on any other commander I want. So this is the other way of kind of exploiting the game a little bit more to your advantage, in that once you've got a 21 point captain, and that's why I'm recommending you kind of race towards that as quickly as you can, any experience that you earn on that 21 point captain is then free for you to use. Now, do you remember when we looked at the Clemson and it gave me the option to retrain using the free Commander XP? I could have just done that, and I wouldn't then have to worry about putting that commander in a premium ship because I've used the Elite Commander XP. So get your 21 point captain, and access to a few premium ships, and then you can stop having to spend incremental amounts of gold on commander retraining when you're working your way through these rather vast tech trees. You know, can you imagine that? You're grinding through the Dresden, you know, working your way down this tech tree, and every time you move your commander, you've either got to play it crippled because you've got to retrain him when you can't access your crew skills, or you pay for it. Either way, one's going to ruin your gameplay and the other one's going to hurt your pocket as you work your way down, spending gold. So you're using your elite XP, your elite commander XP, and your premium ships to overcome that problem. Last thing to show you, let me just, it was the Clemson I was looking at, was it good one, wasn't it? Where's my Clemson? I can't see it for looking. Let me change it away from Germany. Destroyers, Clemson. The Clemson's got 7,800 experience on that ship, but there's nothing else for me to research on that ship. So that's 7,800. A proportion of it has changed to free XP, but the rest of it is going to sit. It's button here, convert XP. This is going to show me all of my ships that have XP that is no longer being spent on that ship because that ship is fully upgraded. So there's my Clemson, look, 7,803. Altogether I've got 644,000 XP on ships that I'm playing that I can't use that XP on that ship because it's been fully upgraded. Some people, depending on how much money you've got, you can convert some or all of this XP, jumping back again, to convert XP for gold. So if I want to spend my 7,700 gold, I can get 194,000 XP. Once you've got that XP, it can be used either on ships. So instead of playing the Clemson, if it wasn't fully upgraded, I could use that XP that I've converted. I've got 303,000 up here. I could use that to basically research this module without having to play the ship. Same with my captains. I can go to this captain. Let me complete the retraining. I'm going to use the 100 XP there, yeah. So I can also, instead of playing the captain to increase their skill levels, I can do this and choose to spend either my free captain XP or my converted XP that I've had to pay for to increase the captain skill level. I hope that all makes sense. Speak to you soon.